try to think about. The outline of the presentation, the problem definition, then the field survey, then we will talk about the prototype, then the final solution, what we come up with, and I will make the small conclusion. Firstly, I guess everybody in this panel should know about the climate change. There is no need for the definition of the climate change. So, but the effect of the climate change is tremendous, especially in some places it's affecting more than the others. But somehow all of the world is experiencing right now the climate change. So I guess in the recent 2 or 3 months before, there was a water flooding in the Pakistan. So people were affected from it, and some people even lost their life, lost their homes. So the climate change, as a result of this climate change, in some places it causes some migration, the widespread of the migration to people go away from their places because of their nature, because of their natural difficulties that have lived in their places. Also, when we look at the literature, actually, most vulnerable people who are affected from the climate change are refugees. So that's why actually we want to come up with the 2 ideas. One is the climate change, another is the refugees. So find a good solution to kind of fit their needs. Also, when we look at the refugees, they are not so aware of the climate change, especially even the displaced people who are affected from the climate change. They don't know what is the climate change, but somehow they live the circumstances of the climate change. So the project idea is to make those people more aware of the situation, especially more affected people. So also somehow it's related to climate change too. When we look at the literature, actually, there are a couple of the projects, likewise with our Minded project, actually. For example, in Germany, 2016, there was a project which is aiming for the refugee settlement. And this project has made the refugee settlement, the energy needs of this refugee settlement is from the renewable energy sources. So that's a good idea. That's a kind of a good starting point for us to start with. Also in the 2014, in Uganda, there was another project actually in the one of the municipality of the Uganda. They want to give some lands to refugee people who are living in this place to produce their agricultural products within the group of 8 or 14 people. So those 2 projects actually simply kind of the combination of our project idea. The survey is that actually we want to check what those people are thinking about, what is their needs. When we look at it, actually, 68% of the refugees, actually, they are not aware of the recycling or other stuff, kind of how can we reduce the impact of the climate change. So it is a good kind of the understanding for us. We need to teach them firstly. Another thing, actually, their income level is too low. So also they need some money. So when we ask them, like, do you want to participate in such a project that make you to know this kind of a situation, also make you to earn some money out of it? So they are really participated. Also, they want to integrate themselves more. Since in Kayseri, we are living in the Kayseri, about 100,000 Syrian refugees living there. And we specifically ask this question to those people who are living in the Kayseri. And let's talk about the idea. As you can guess from the naming, the eco-friendly refugee settlement. This is the eco-friendly refugee settlement. All of the things are going on this settlement should be done in the eco-friendly manner. And there's a refugee idea. So we should start with those thinking about those people to create such a settlement with eco-friendly manner. Firstly, we want to focus on the teaching of the Turkish language to those people if in the case of they didn't know the language. Also, we want to give them some social programs to integrate the Turkish lifestyle more. So make them kind of educated how to live in the Turkey. So in another thing is the training programs, actually, since we want to make people more skilled and kind of to recruit themselves freely in the marketplace. So we want to give them some training programs, especially in the agriculture and some sustainable technologies they can implement in the agricultural area. That means that they will somehow, after this project, they will earn some kind of a skill they can use as a work opportunity in the future. Sustainable agriculture. Actually, this is the one of the pillars of our project. firstly, we want to make a sustainable agriculture. So we want to distribute some areas to who enroll to this project and give them and make their agriculture. And when we making them, actually this agriculture should be done sustainable manner. Also, they shouldn't use some kind of a chemical or pesticides to grow up their agricultural products. So also it damages our environments. So also we need some kind of investment to have such a project, because agriculture is needed. It needs really good amount of the money to, especially in the beginning. So we need to have some investments from the other organization in the world. We were looking for it actually in that time. Also, we want to integrate some kind of necessary technologies to make the production of the agriculture even more. So we want to increase the efficiency of the agriculture by implementing some kind of follow how the products in the agricultural landscape is growing, to show on the screen kind of the technologies. Other thing is the renewable energy. Renewable energy is also important factor. Actually, since the renewable energy is known as the future of the energy, also we want to implement the renewable energy in every free space that we can find in this project. So the solar and the wind energy is one of the kind of the crucial energy sources that we can have in our place, especially in the Kayseri. Also, in one of our group members is interested in the sensors, so we put some sensors in our university, one of the building in our university. So we measure some kind of the metrics, wind direction, wind speed, or temperature, to find out what energy we can use in this place. Also, the place that we have chosen is really close to our university, so that's why the kind of the result is going to be close or what we have found in here. Recycling is another thing in our project. Actually, what we garbage or dispose in our landscape, we want to reuse them in the same place, or maybe we can sell the other companies. Like there are some companies who are recycling and also selling your recycling products. So in Kayseri, what we have found, the Elvan Plastic and Genç Plastic are one of those companies that we can help you. Maybe we can have a good partnership with them, so that we can use all of the things in this settlement efficiently. Analysis of this area. Actually, the area is called the Elagos, as you can see from the map. This place, actually, why we have chosen such a place is that actually they have the really big area to do the agriculture. Also, this place is not away from the kind of the city life. Also, as you can see, there's a kind of the city life in here. It's not too much, but some. Also, as you can see from, maybe you cannot see it, but there's some energy company in here. Also, some animal stocking, the horse farming kind of a place. So we can get help from them. So it is a kind of a suitable place. That's why we have chosen this area. Also, we have created the prototype for this project. Actually, as you can see, this is the example home one of our friends has designed on website, and maybe we can see it better on the YouTube video. Let me play it. It's not playing. Sorry. Let me play it again. Okay. Yeah, this is the outlook of the interior design of this home. And as you can see, it's a really small minimized home. Let's look at from the other views. Actually, this is the outside. There's a small garden place to maybe use as a hobby farming for the people who are living in this home. Also, there's a recycling bins outside of the home to put all of the garbages in the recycling bins. Also, those are the kind of the the water supplies for heat, for hot water and the cold water. And this is the roof. Actually, maybe what we are thinking is we can put all of the roof area to solar panels, so we can produce some energy out of it. Let's look at the inside of this home. Inside is really minimalist, actually. As you can see, there are 3 beds. 3 people can live in there, maybe 4 people, maybe it can be increased a bit to make more free space. Also, this is a garden where they can put their clothing, and this is a small kitchen. Yeah, you can say that this is a really minimalist home, but what we want to do is use all of the material that we have very efficiently. This is a heating place in the case of the cold weather conditions. Also inside of the bedroom, as you can see in the flushing of this toilet, it is using the same water that you can have when you are washing your hands and the faces. So we are also not wasting the water in this case. Also, there's a small bathroom in here. Also, it's connected with this flushing, so it can get the water from there. So in the case of it can use it when you flush the toilet. That's it actually for the home side of it. Yeah, this is a small agriculture, just the same view. Let's skip through. Also, we have designed a website. This website is the WordPress website. That is a free website. You can design your own website and put some information. Actually, what we have put in this website is related to what is the climate change and to make people know about the waste disposal and recycling. Also, in the case of the implementation of this project, there can be need for this kind of a website so people get some information from it. Conclusion. Actually, this project is aiming for helping the most vulnerable people who are affected from the climate change. So also it aims for reducing the carbon dioxide emissions, and by using the sustainable methods in the farming, also using some renewable energy sources. Also, the reason why we have chosen a rural area is that we need a big landscape in case of implementing the agricultural pillar of our project. Also, this can be the pilot project. Actually, this can be one example, but it can be enlarged in some ways to have maybe not only for the refugee people, but also for the other people who want to be volunteer to work on such a project. Maybe it can be extended even more. So those are our references, and thanks for listening. And in the case of any question, I'm happy to answer.
Yes, thank you so much, Emre. It's a good idea and good project for us. I hope so. Are there any questions and comments for first speaker, Emre? No question. Thank you, Emre.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, now Dilara, we will listen to autonomous sustainability. Yes, of course. Thank you.
Emre, can you stop sharing? Hi everyone again. I hope you are all doing well. This is Dilara Pamuk, and today I'm going to talk about autonomous sustainable transportation implications. Actually, this was another group work in our lectures. So as you can see, we have also mentioned about our group mates in this part. And actually, this topic is very one of the current topics that is related with the climate change. So let's discuss about it. Actually, here is the outline. Firstly, I will define the problem that was the starting point of this research project. Then some literature review, we have mentioned. And the field survey is another important stage for this project. And then I will talk about some alternative solutions. And then as a group, we have reached a final solution and we have produced a prototype. Then we will finish this presentation with a conclusion. As all you know, the expansion of vehicle-based transportation led to a wide range of social and ecological consequences. As you can see from this slide, some traffic congestions, sound pollutions, accidents, resource insufficiency, climate change, water pollution, and air pollution. And carbon emissions have become a major problem for Kayseri due to the excessive use of private cars, crowded population, and being an industrial city. Actually, this is like Emre Aslan said, again, it was related with the Kayseri context. And then you can see some literature reviews in this part. We have researched some transportation implications in all over the world to see the possibilities of a sustainable urban transportation system. And as you can see, a sustainable transportation policy implementation in Vienna is one of our literature review example. And it was a very important project due to see some public transportation implications and some focus on walking and use of cycling. Another project was Smarter Together project by European Union's H2020 program, which is related to the e-car sharing system. And the most important one was the Bollinger 2015. This is a very important research for our project because it was discussed that electrical vehicles feasibility in terms of integration to the market and adaptation to the smart cities, its advantages or disadvantages for the future, and the most challenging parts of the electrical vehicles was discussed in this research. And these tables are also included in this project, and you can see the most true green car is a battery vehicle, battery electric vehicle, because of its electric charge and battery options. And this table shows its charger power with the charging time. As you can observe, the minimum charging time was 30 minutes. We have reached from this research. And when we come to field survey, the location was again Kayseri, Turkey. We have dealt with 49 people, and we make this field survey in an online platform with using an online survey. The aim of this survey is to examine the transportation system in Kayseri from the perspective of the users and to obtain information about how the electric vehicle system proposal will affect the city. And let's talk about some field findings. For example, we have asked that how can you rate your knowledge about electric vehicles? And people mostly answered that 36.7%, it's passable and it's good. And then do you use public transportation? Most of the people are answered as usually and always. And what are the electric vehicles do you prefer? We asked, and they answered that tram is the most popular answer. And do you have any knowledge about the charging stations of the vehicles? Actually, this is another important question because most of the people answered as no. So if you have any concerns about electric vehicles, please select the option closest to you. Actually, most of the people answered that I don't have any concerns, and some of them are not trusting their performance or not safe. And do you consider using electric vehicle, and would you recommend it to those around you? We have asked, and they have answered as yes. So, for example, another important question was, do you find electric electrification movements in Kayseri transportation is sufficient, they have actually say no. And if there was a more accessible way to charge electric vehicles, would you consider using them? Most of the people said yes. So finally, when asked whether they would be able to use electric vehicles if the charging problem, which is one of the most concerns of the people, is resolved, positive feedback was received from the majority of the participants. So as a result, based on these survey results, it's observed that people in Kayseri tend to use electric vehicles in their lives. As alternative solutions, we have also dealt with some projects all over the world. For example, the World Bank carries out joint projects with different countries on renewable energy. In addition, a waste management team project was carried out in Kayseri before. Similarly, with the support of the World Bank, a project that will support and expand the use of electric vehicles can be carried out. As a result of this survey, it was revealed that there is a need of more information about electric cars and how they are charged and used. So raising awareness about this issue can be another solution. Kayseri municipality and government should support actually this, also some private companies, this sustainable energy and vehicle issue. So taxes can be reduced or support can be offered to projects from private companies, also another issue. Pedestrians and drivers who prefer to use public transport can be combined on an online platform. It's essential that the vehicle used here is an electrically powered vehicle. So as a final solution, we have reached that there will be an e-car sharing service which provides a convenient, flexible, smart, and cheap mobility solution that complements public transportation while eliminating the need for automobile ownership. Members of this e-car sharing service have access to a huge network of shared electric car vehicles at self-service charging stations around Kayseri, including public housing, city center, and some commercial estates. You don't have to return the car its own original locations. The use of system is pretty simple. You can just reserve first, then rent, drive, and drop, as you can see. And we have offered a prototype in this case. As you can see from this map, it's indicated that there are some points which is important in terms of locating these charging stations in all over the city, some squares, some public parks, and so on. This is an e-car sharing system, as I have mentioned, which is included some prototypes, at least 3 prototypes we have offered, because when you are charging your electrical car, you will at least have 30 minutes time. So it should be a most enjoyable one, because people should just some join these areas and some invitations, especially some kind of manipulations for these 30 minutes. Actually, as an architecture student, we have offered some kind of enjoyable space areas. And for these 3 types, we have mentioned some main promotion and showroom building. Another prototype was a semi-open tent design nearby the streets as parking lots. And the third one was the portable pop-up pavilions into the gas stations. The first one is I have mentioned about some promotion and showroom areas, which is just presented in this way with a diagram. For example, you can see a e-car, a promotion and showroom area in this part. There will be some entertainment areas like game room, cafes, and restaurants just nearby this e-car sharing and charging station. Second prototype is related with some semi-open tent designs which is attached some kind of park areas as a parking lot. And the third one is a very small portable pavilion designs that can be easily integrated to these gas stations and e-car sharing and charging stations. As a conclusion, in the survey conducted on knowledge and concerns about electric vehicles, it is observed that people in Kayseri tend to use electric vehicles. Therefore, it is a must to inform people more about electric vehicles when we look at these examples. E-car module is the most efficient solution to reduce carbon emissions, traffic congestion, noise, and air pollution in Kayseri. Those are our references. And I would like to thank you for listening at first, then thank you to Asım Ayten Hocam. That's all from me.
At the conclusion of session, are there any questions from the chat box? Thank you so much. Galiba soru yok. Öyle gözüküyor. Teşekkür ederiz. Kaydı durduralım mı? Ne yapalım? Peki arkadaşlar, çok teşekkürler. Emeğinize sağlık.
Biz teşekkür ederiz hocam. Sağ olun.
Vakit ayırdınız. Bu değerli sunumları gerçekleştirdiniz. Görüşmek üzere. Teşekkürler.
Görüşürüz. Sağ olun.
Hocam.